Well. I see you took my advice, but you'll still need to keep what was given to you, as the scenes of horror grow even more unimaginable. Prince and Freddy will continue to be your tour guides on this carousel of hell, only as long as you keep your nightlight close by to keep the black-eyed children at bay, the poltergeist calm, and the night crawlers hidden. Hit the lights and sit back as we welcome you to Nightlight, a horror movie podcast.
I'm Prince, also known as Head Knight, and Freddy is at South by Southwest, that son of a bitch.
Being fancy Freddy.
Fancy boy, but that is totally okay because we have our honorary knight, Shelby, here with us, who is going to be taking over the reins right now since this boy is having the time of his life. This fancy boy.
I have not been on this show with both of you in so long. I'm always filling in with one or the other. Someday I'm going to have to come on with both of you so I can speak to both of you at the same time.
We should honestly make that happen and have you on for a regular episode and not a covery episode.
Teacher over here.
I know, seriously. You're the best one we got.
Thank you.
But thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited. It's been a minute since I've had the opportunity to be on the same show with you, so I am looking very forward to this. But for everybody else out there who is not familiar with Shelby, her work is incredible. You're on 3 podcasts now? Is that about right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. But let's start with one of the one that they're all important, but let's start with the most important one, her baby, which is Scare You to Sleep. Absolutely incredible show. It's one of my favorites. I was like all in on the Christmas stuff. So like good shit to all of you who've sent things for Shelby to read about like your Santa stories. Like I didn't know Santa was that scary.
Bananas.
It's
God.
Dude, I was so scared.
I was scared too. I was sitting here like looking over. I'm afraid of Santa Claus now.
I'm afraid of Santa Claus.
I didn't think I'd ever say that as a grown woman. But
like, oh my God. Yeah, it's fucking scary. So that was great stuff. But you're also on the Bloody Disgusting podcast, and remind me of the third podcast you're on. Is it
Lady Killers? The Lady Killers pod. Yes.
Oh
I'm kind of a revolving host. I drop in, but I'm on a lot of them because I like talking about movies, so I just can't stay away. So
There we go. And we love it. We love to hear it. So it's great. It's absolutely fantastic to see Shelby kind of doing what you got to do. I love it. I absolutely love it. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule. I know you were incredibly busy, but I really appreciate it.
Oh, of course. Always for you, of course. I know.
It.
We had a whole unaired podcast right before this because we were just catching up.
For real. We were just
chit-chatting and gossiping. So, yeah.
Which is great. It's always fun to catch up. But we are going to go ahead and save our catch-ups for our private times. Instead, we are here to conclude our Blood Moon Month, which we're talking all about werewolves, which is incredible. So much fun to do this month. It was a lot of fun to revisit some things and to learn new things about werewolf movies. A lot of you got to learn by the fact that I hate werewolf movies. This is probably Shelby's first time.
I didn't know that about you. Oh my God.
I know. Yeah. And I not the biggest fan, but I've explained on the pod, but I'll quickly explain it to you that like it's mainly because of the transformation scene. I'm not a fan of the transformation scene, and
it's like the skin splitting and stuff like that. Or
it's just the fact that like they're not as good as an American Werewolf in London. So like because that to me is like the golden standard. I feel like every single one takes a piece of that, but
you'll never be him. Yeah.
Exactly, like you'll never be. Yeah. But it's just it's the main reason why I'm not the biggest fan of like werewolf movies. But that's okay.
I can see that.
That's okay because this month has been a lot of fun. It's actually been one of my favorite months because I liked all of them. that I've seen
Amazing.
so far, which
It's
is
kind of
great.
fun when you have a genre you're not a huge fan of, and then you're kind of
Yeah.
forced to engage with it, and then it's
Yeah.
like, okay, well,
I dig it. I dig it. Especially this one. I'm really excited for us to talk about this one. This was chosen by our patrons over on patreon.com/nightlightpod. That's night with a K. If you would like to go ahead and submit, or I guess vote, not necessarily submit, but vote for the next movie that you would like for us to watch, you can head over to patreon.com/nightlightpod. That's with a K. And you can go ahead and learn more to do that. But the folks who did voted, it was it was close, but it was between Werewolves Within versus
Ooh.
the Wolf of Snow Hollow. And the Wolf of Snow Hollow took the cake. Not by a lot, but it was great. And the person who was the decider in it was Freddie. Freddie did the tiebreaker. He was like, and I'm going to wait till the last minute. Then he voted for the
Well, I'm
Wolf
glad
Snow.
because I've seen Werewolves Within. I had not seen this yet. So
Really?
it
Have you
gave me
heard
an
of this?
opportunity. Yes.
Okay,
Because
great.
I loved the poster. That's so dumb, but like
Yeah.
scrolling through stuff,
It's a
I always
great
see the
poster, though.
poster and I'm like, I need to watch that. I like that poster, and that's about the extent.
That's fair. That's fair. No, that's super fair. But first and foremost, Shelby, thoughts on The Wolf of Snow Hollow?
You know, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be going in. I didn't realize it was
Yes.
going to be like a dark comedy, which is perfect because just the night before I watched it, I was watching like Christopher Guest movies. So that like kind of dry
Oh, shit.
comedy was like
Yeah.
fresh in my brain. It's
That's
like, oh my
nice.
God, I didn't realize I was theming my whole weekend around movies. Yeah. And I wasn't, like, it has a lot of actors that I love in it. And so, yeah, it was so different than I really thought it was going to be a pretty straightforward werewolf movie. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, I know we'll get into it, but like the twist and everything, I really was not expecting it at all. So,
Yeah. The twist is what gets me all the time, and I think that's why I like this movie so much. Just because it's one of those types of films where it's like, oh, it's mythological, but it's also grounded. But then it's mythological
Yes.
again, but then it's just like, but it's grounded.
They're like,
So-
actually, it's grounded
so,
again. Yeah.
Like I really really like it. I'm with you. I love this movie. This was my second time watching this, and when I watched it the first time, it was during the pandemic, and I got a screener
Oh.
for it. And it was actually Jim sent me the screener, and he was like, "Hey, I just made this new movie."
The man
and
himself.
yeah, the man himself. And he's like, I just made this new movie, and you know, I'm trying to get people to watch it or whatever. And I was just like, that's a way to do it. So he sent me a screener, and I watched it that night, and I was blown away because I was just like, oh, holy fuck! Like, not only is the acting incredible, first of all, when Jim cries in a movie, oh my god,
Oh my God.
it
I
feels
was not
so
expecting
genuine.
him to ever cry. I was like, oh, it's emotional now.
Yeah.
Okay. It really takes you on a ride of like, again, like grounded to sad to funny
Yeah.
to like, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, and I really like what Jim Cummings does. I'm very excited for his new movie, but like, he to me is like carrying the kind of mumblegore indie filmmaker shit on his back. Not like, obviously there's a lot of indie filmmakers out there, but like he's the type of guy who's just like, I'm just gonna make a movie just to make a movie, and I feel like that is so rare right now, like, you know, like especially ones
yeah.
that can get it like distributed to something. That's pretty rare. But like, obviously he has a lot of like indie cred. Thunder Road, obviously this, the beta test, then he's released a ton of shorts, and he was also in movies like The Last Stop to Yuma.
Yes, I love that movie.
So
Because
good.
I'm not familiar with any of his movies. This is my
Yeah.
first of his.
Oh,
So,
really? Oh man.
Yes.
So if you
It's my
liked
intro.
this, you
Yeah.
will love like Thunder Road, and the beta test is very different, but the beta test is also kind of like it's filmed very similarly, but I love his work. I remember when I saw Halloween Kills. I don't know. I was going to say that with an accent just a minute ago, but I remember when I was watching Halloween Kills, and it was for a screening, and it was me, Freddie, and our buddy Drew. And it was literally only me and Freddie who went wild when Jim Cummings came on screen. And like nobody else was going crazy. Like
His biggest
both
fan.
of us.
That's so. I
And
love that.
we were going nuts, and like Drew was just like, "Should I know that guy?" And I was like, "I don't think so, but like yes, like it's just like I don't know." But like we sent him a message right after that. We're like, "Dude, you're in fucking Halloween Kills." He was like, "I know." Like, so that was really cool to see Jim in there. But super great guy, super great guy. So I guess. Quick preface for everybody who's listening. Jim is a friend of the show, so fair warning. We are obviously going to be honest about our views, especially Shelby.
Yeah, I don't know Jim.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that until right now he was a friend of the show. So my initial reaction was genuine. So there you go.
Yeah, it was a theme with the two picks. Freddie and I were deciding like should we choose, because it was all like older werewolf movies that we chose: American Werewolf in London, Dog Soldiers, and The Howling. And we were just like, should we do like, since we're friends with both of these people, so we chose Josh Rubin's movie and we chose Jim Cummings' movie, and we were just like, let's put them head to head, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So there you go. So a lot of fun. But you ready to jump into this thing?
I am so excited.
Let's do it. The Wolf of Snow Hollow, directed by Jim Cummings, released October 9th of 2020 with a runtime 1 hour and 23 minutes and a budget of $2 million with a box office of $266,000, which is kind of incredible for it to be an indie movie.
It is. I would have never known the budget was that small. Like, it does not show on screen. Wow.
It does not. It's pretty incredible that, like, especially for it to come out during COVID, and this is when like the rebirth of the drive-ins again, like they came back for a little bit.
We were all going to drive-ins. Yes.
Died again, and it's just like
it died again.
Again. I thought it was gonna hold on. I was just like, oh man,
I really did too.
drive-ins
I
are
had
gonna make
hope.
a comeback, but
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to go to one either. That's what I was really upset
I went to
about.
one, so I can't even
that's cool.
be mad because it's like, well, I didn't keep it alive. I didn't do my part. So
I'm not doing my part, but but it also has a rating of 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think is completely fair for this movie. We open to ice-capped mountains and a couple, PJ and Brienne, making it to their cabin that they rent. I guess it's like an Airbnb cabin. They head to a bar for some dinner and a bit of conversation regarding Brienne's dog. PJ is pissed at a man named Jeremy talking loudly and provocatively. He immediately calls Jeremy out for saying a homosexual slur, and I mean, I guess more homophobic than homosexual, but this was interesting. Just like, first of all, we have, God, what's his name? Something Tetro. Teatro.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy? Is it Jimmy? Isn't it his
Is it Jimmy
too?
Teatro? Is that it?
I think that's
you're
what
right.
it is.
Yeah.
I love him though. Every time I see him,
He's
I'm like,
great.
oh my God, it's that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's really like, he's like a very like funny dude, but he's not really funny in this movie. He's very serious in this movie. But
He's
like,
very serious.
yeah, because he was in that documentary, that mockumentary on like
the vandalism one on Netflix.
Yes. He was on that
Yes.
with Bryan Cranston's daughter.
Yes.
So like that was, yeah. I did not know that was Bryan Cranston's daughter until The Pit, and then I was just like, oh,
I didn't
cool.
either until The Pit. Yeah.
I was just like,
had
oh,
no
man.
idea.
Do you watch The Pit?
I love The Pit.
Oh my God.
I love The Pit so much.
We should start another podcast. You're like, I have no time, but
I can add a fourth. It's fine.
let's just rack them up.
Yeah.
But he's mocking them for not having the internet, and Jeremy is about to do something about it before his friend stops him. Apologizing on his behalf as they're leaving, Jeremy refuses to take his eyes off PJ, and Brienne comments about how stupid that was. He agrees, but admits to not being able to stand that word because of his brother's sexuality. Back at the cabin, PJ smashes a chopstick into the top of a wine bottle. That was very scary. Upset that it spilled on him, I would have been, miraculous that it didn't stab through your hand.
I know. That was a pretty wild way to open a wine bottle. I know they didn't have an opener, but like there's other ways.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I don't know of any, but I don't drink. So it's just like, for me, I was just like, I probably would have been the same way. You'd stab it with a fork or something and try to like twist it. I don't know. But it was wild, and I was scared for him. He places the engagement ring on the counter while Brienne is outside looking for the jacuzzi. Enjoying the jacuzzi, she kisses him and tells him that for him to go take a shower, wanting him to whistle for her when he's done. Something growls and hops over the fence, halting Brienne in her tracks. He shuts the water off from the temperature, scalding his back. Or at least it was either scalding or cold.
Yeah, it's so funny. I read it as too hot too, but you can't
Yeah.
really tell which temperature. He just goes like,
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
But like
Yeah.
we learned that they turned the water off, or like they turned off the water heater. So I assume it was
Yeah.
too cold.
Yeah,
But-
probably too cold. But
Yeah.
his reaction,
Felt
it's so funny. We both
scolding.
had the same. Yeah.
But I don't know. But anyway, he calls for his girlfriend while checking outside, only to find her body shredded next to bloody paws. Man. Okay. Brutal as all hell. We don't see the kill happening, but like for us to get the aftermath, it's just
Mhm.
beyond brutal. And then we learn later that like, okay, like the stealing of like sensitive parts.
Yes. I mean, the way they
is-
deliver that too, the coroner who was there and
yeah.
they were like, check for a sexual assault. And he's like, what did he say? He says something like, I can't, the parts aren't there.
He was like, I can't because they're not there.
They're not there. And it was
Yeah.
like, I thought that the writing in that part was very good. I loved the way
Yeah.
that was worded. Yeah.
It
Ugh.
almost felt very like Jack the Ripper. You know, like
Yes.
it felt very Jack the Ripper in the way that they were delivering. Because like I don't want to like give this movie like too much credit in this because like I don't think that it's on par as this, but it was very Shakespearean the way that the film delivers a lot of the tragedy within the movie.
Yeah.
It was very artfully done in the way that it was delivered, and the auteur aspect behind it really gave off a sense of romanticism, which was
Yes.
just really, really interesting to me. That, and I don't know if that's even what Jim was going for, because as you mentioned, this is a dark comedy. I don't like comedy horror movies or horror comedies. I'm not a big fan of them.
I'm learning so much about you tonight. Werewolf movies, horror comedies. I guess I just did not know that. That's so funny.
I know, right? But since I'm not a big fan of them, I tend to try to stay away as much as possible. But when I do watch them, for example, this particular movie, it doesn't feel like a beat for beat horror comedy film.
No, they're not like delivering jokes. And I
Yeah.
know that to
It's
someone
like
maybe who
delivering
is listening
moments.
and hasn't seen it, maybe that doesn't sell it. But I promise
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Yeah.
It is. It is. Like, I would say think more so Beau is Afraid in terms of like how the
Yeah.
comedy is delivered instead of Greener Grass.
Yeah, it's not Tucker and Dale, like horror comedy.
I know I just like went from like very well known movie to super deep cut dark comedy, but like bear with me on that. By the way, I love Greener Grass though. I'm a huge fan of Greener Grass, but that's just that movie's just weird. It's not necessarily, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or the Jesse Buckley movie, the one with Jesse Buckley and Jesse Plemons.
Oh,
I
I
can't.
can't.
remember the
It's
name
got a
of it.
weird long name.
It's
I
yeah,
love
it's
that
a
movie.
longer name, but like I would say the comedy is very much like that.
Yeah,
Like-
things between us are
Something
going
like
bad.
that.
It's not that, but it's something
It's not
like that.
that.
Yeah.
You, like nailed it. Now I have to look up. I'm thinking of ending
I'm
things.
thinking of ending things.
Yeah, I'm thinking of
Things
it.
between us are going bad. They were though. They were going
were.
bad.
It wasn't
between
going
them.
great.
So
If you haven't
it
seen that
wasn't going
movie,
great.
it
Yeah, I
wasn't
love that
going
movie.
great.
It's fucking weird though.
It's a
so
weird
yeah,
movie. It's a weird movie.
So yeah, this is not that. Yeah.
No, definitely not. But we do cut to John Marshall, who was played by Jim Cummings, at his AA meeting, sharing some disturbing ass shit about what he wants to do to his wife. It was like,
Yeah.
brother, you need to be in jail. Like, what the fuck are you saying? He admits to not being able to deal with anger, becoming distracted by a bunch of people running out of the door from above, which I guess we learn in that moment that he's in the basement of the police station where his AA meetings are also at? Aren't those supposed to be anonymous? Isn't that the whole point? And it's just like,
I know. Why would you go to the police station? Yeah. Usually they're at like a church gym or something like
yeah,
that.
exactly. Visited my fair share of AA. No. But yeah, it was just interesting. That it was just like, this doesn't feel as anonymous as it should, I guess.
Yeah.
But whatever. He rushes over to the scene of the crime with Sheriff Hadley and Detective Julia Robinson. The forensic team is gathering bodily evidence while Hadley is curious if there was any sexual assault involved. Chavez reveals that Brienne's vagina is missing, wanting him to speak with Julia about that. Hadley wants to get out of there as the others usher him out of the scene. John mentions that he needs to call his daughter Jenna, but Julia doesn't understand why he has to do that. He lies that he didn't say that as an angry crowd starts gathering around. Why do you think he did say that? Because we never really revisit that.
We never revisit that. I didn't know either. I don't
guess just a
know if it was like a
protection
deleted
thing?
scene or what.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was interesting
Yeah.
because we do learn that he is very protective of his daughter, but he's not around to protect her.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't like her, but he's very protective of her. Yeah.
It's so odd because like
The relationship is really strange.
it is because like you can tell that they don't have the cleanest relationship with one another, and I guess he was on duty to have her for his week or whatever. But it's just fascinating that like he says this in this moment, and I assume it just has to do with the fact that like, oh, since a woman was murdered brutally, and this is the only woman in his life that he cares about,
Yeah.
maybe that's it. Because we learn later that like he has abandonment issues because his mom left.
Yes.
And I was like,
Yes.
bro, relate. Like, relatable, but like, neither here nor there. But John and Julia speak with Hadley about catching this guy before his final quarter. John promptly concludes their conversation as Officer Gutierrez is coming toward the car. Hadley gives a quick press conference with one of the reporters, Ricky, which is hilarious because we don't ever see Ricky, but we hear the name Ricky all the time in this
All the
movie.
time.
He hates
Yeah.
Ricky, and they're
hates
both
him.
in AA together.
Yeah. He yells at him during AA so often. It's so funny. Yeah.
He wants more information because he's scared, and John brings him back into this office. Hadley is worried about how he did. John reassures his dad that he did fine, and Hadley is worried and scared, admitting that he's never seen a body like that in all of his 40 years working on the force. John wants him to treat it like a murder, knowing that this isn't anything new. After some quick directions, John heads out of the station, greeted with a sign to quote-unquote pray for Brienne on top of the store. Meanwhile, Julia is getting some information from Jeremy about what happened that night, and after sharing his side of the story and sharing that he went to Porter's for some more drinks, he shows her the receipts on his phone, immediately snatching his phone back, wanting to make sure that he's not considered to be a suspect. I mean, smart move.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't ask for a warrant or anything, and she was ready to dive in, like photo memory.
It was so funny the way her face too. As soon as she's like,
and she's like, "Oh,
you're right."
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it was a really smart move on his part for sure.
Yeah.
Really great job in this movie creating red herrings, like a multiple amount of red herrings.
It really was. Yeah. Even Ricky Lindholm, who plays that that officer, I love her in everything. Yeah,
she's
and
great.
she was even for like half a second. I don't know. There was like a time where
she had a weird
her for
vibe.
a little bit.
She had a weird vibe.
She had a vibe, right?
She had a weird vibe for sure. And I'd never have trusted her since her role in Last House on the Left.
Oh yeah.
After that, it was just like, you're scary. Like, you are scary. I think what made her so suspicious is the scene we get when she's like at home by herself and she's eating ramen. it just felt
Yes.
it just
Why
felt
was that
odd.
so weird?
It just felt
Yeah.
odd. Like it felt
Like
like
I was waiting for her to like open her fridge and there was that head.
be like
that
a
was
head or a
missing.
hand or something. Like
Yeah.
it was just, she gave off a definite vibe, and
And
I
it's
think it
like,
was
no,
just
she's just an
she's just a
innocent
loner.
weirdo.
Yeah, she's just a
yeah.
loner. Like it's just
Yeah.
she's like Pee Wee. I'm a loner, Naughty. But yeah, I mean, you know what? We honestly should cover Pee Wee Herman, the Big
I
Adventure.
think yeah.
Like
It
we
would
honestly
count.
should. We honestly should.
Yeah.
I took one film class. Here's Prince lore. I took one film class ever in my entire life. And when I took this one film class, it was a film class based on, I forgot what it was even about, but it was something. And we watched a bunch of old movies. I remember that. And while we were watching a bunch of old movies, we watched Fellini's Eight and a Half. And I always have loved that movie. I've loved that movie before that class. And they were like, anybody have seen this? I was like, oh, I've seen it. And it was like, great. All right, cool. And that was like my awesome moment. But at the end of the class, you had to write a report about any of the movies that you watched. So mine was on the stark similarities of Pee-wee's Big Adventure and Fellini's Eight and a Half.
8.5? Oh my god.
The thing is, our teacher had to approve the report first before we got to write about it. So we had to pitch it. So I pitched it to him, and he was just like, he was a very harsh guy, but like he was very clear in his instructions to me. He was just like, that sounds like nonsense, and I'm excited to see what you do.
Oh my god.
I was the only person to get an A on the reports.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I want to read the report. Do you still have it? I want to read
I don't think I have it anymore. Yeah, it was like I was. You know what's funny? I was kind of looking for it, and I don't think I even. Yeah, I wish
that's
I had
kind
it
of stuff.
still.
It floats away as you move
does.
and get new computers and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But man, yeah, that was something I was super proud of in that moment. But like,
you should
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
yeah,
That's amazing.
I talked about how like when Pee-wee wakes up in the morning versus when the main character in Eight and a Half wakes up, and how they're both in dream sequences together and things like that. And when he read it, he was just like, I didn't realize how much of a carbon copy it pretty much is of Fellini's Eight and a Half. It's like all of it is a big adventure, man. That's
Someone
it.
needs to like screen that as a double feature somewhere.
Dude.
Like
When I tell
Right?
you, like I would gladly.
I want to
do
watch them back to back now. I don't even know which one I want to watch first. Like
Yeah, I would say Eight and a Half first, and then follow up
Eight and
with
a Half
Pee-wee's
first,
Big
yeah.
Adventure. Like, oh my god, just it's so good, so good. But I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna put Pee-wee's Big Adventure on the ballot, and we're gonna cover that movie one of these days. But
Yeah.
we'll see. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and a lot of people don't know that about me as well. But it's literally one of my favorite movies of all time.
Tonight it's like Prince lore, like
I know
special
so many
edition
lore
night. Yeah.
drops. so many lore drops. It's funny because it's also Chelsea Rebecca's from Dead Meat. It's one of her favorite movies of all time too.
Oh really?
But she won up me because I think she has like a copy signed or something like that before Paul died, and I was just like, okay. Anyway, back to the movie. He calls her a bitch as she's walking away, and back at home, she's eating a bowl of ramen while reading news articles about the slaying before looking at crime scene photos. And boy, this is what we're talking about, that like it seems odd. The only thing that would have made this odder is if she was drinking milk while eating ramen.
Right.
But yeah. Which she looks like the type. But
She really does.
She looks like the type. But anyway, we got to John, Gutierrez, Chavez, and Bo at a bar speculating about what might have happened, thinking that the killer turned off the hot water and thinking it was for the hot tub. John dickishly takes over the story, repeating pretty much everything that Gutierrez said after Bo mentions that it was a full moon last night and another tonight. The waitress, Laura, checks in with them, hoping that they'll catch this monster soon. John wants to know more about the neighbors and the fight at the restaurant, and since the fight was innocent, most of the neighbors are out for the winter, and the homeowners are allowing them to take over the property, so all is clear. Gutierrez shares that the victim used to live there, and he plans to meet with the administration from the elementary school tomorrow. And John gives them some instructions for the next steps, giving them a line of command, with him being first to report to. But Gutierrez wants him to hand this over to the feds, and John can't let this shit go, wanting to increase their reputation as cops by solving this murder. Gutierrez thinks he has this shit all figured out, blaming the boyfriend or a wolf, sticking to his guns and discounting everything that everyone mentioned, which is great because they're mentioning the wolf stuff, and they're really harking on the fact of like a werewolf did this, and John's just like, shut the fuck up, like that, like stop it.
That's another reason I suspected Ricky Lindholm, because at one point he asks her and she's like, no, it's not a monster, it's a person. And for some reason, her saying that, I was like,
it just felt weird.
Well, you seem a little sure about that.
Exactly. It's just, okay. But we cut to Hannah, a snowboarding instructor who's teaching some kids before eating with them at the lodge. Her cheery conversation is inaudible, her smile fading when she notices someone possibly looking at her. Okay. Now, I don't want to ruin this right now, but I'm going to, just because there's so many tidbits that makes me want to consider this person. Okay. The killer is not a werewolf. So we learn that later, that the killer is not a werewolf. It is actually a man who is dressed up as a werewolf, which is fucking genius, first of all.
It was such a good twist, because I honestly never saw that coming. Like, they set up the classic horror, like, everyone's like, well, it's a real guy. And it's like, oh, you stupid idiots. It's a monster.
Yeah, it's a werewolf. And they show us the werewolf multiple times.
They show us the reveal of the werewolf was incredible. Like, when he stands up,
and he's towering. Like, it's so scary. But it's great because this movie's a slasher film. It's also like giallo. It's just the way things work in this movie. It's just pretty incredible. But it's not a werewolf. And the reason why I ruined that now for everyone is because of these moments here. We get this moment where when you see the man, Paul is his name, when you see him, he does look very uncomfortable. Like, he has like a vibe to him that feels very odd. And he asks a lot of questions that are very personal. So because of that, you do get this very strange sense of characterization throughout these particular moments. But we'll talk about them because we don't see Paul a lot, but we do see that he owns the property that the first the Brienne was murdered at. And you see him yelling when he's trying to get to his property, and he's the guy yelling in the car. So, like, it's super fascinating that all of the times that we do see him, he's always sitting down. He's never standing. And I love
that too. I know we'll get to it, but when Jim is like, can you stand to your full height? I was like, oh my God.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. We'll talk about that when we get there, because like I want to talk about like how he possibly got to that point of when he oh my God, dude. Oh my God. This movie's so good. Later that night, Hannah's shift is done, so she lets Andrea know that she has plans with Josh. Andrea's pissed because they agreed to not deal with pricks anymore, but Hannah just wants some companionship. She's lonely. I feel you, girl. While sitting out on the outside of her van, listening to music and taking her shoes off, she hears a howl in the distance. The sound becomes clear as she starts to scream and run when the growling creature stomps toward her. Quick sequential cuts between John getting yelled at by his ex-wife Brittany about stepping up and supporting their daughter Jenna, and Hannah is getting brutally attacked by a werewolf. Bo bursts through the door of the diner to tell John about the next murder. At the scene of the crime, he's trying to delegate the situation, failing miserably as he's becoming more and more overwhelmed and agitated, not accepting the coroner's autopsy about the attack being from an animal. Brittany calls him about January 28th. He confirms that he'll be there and demands that she not call him because he's at work. He does that a lot more mean. He's like, I told you not to fucking call me while I'm at work.
Oh my God. That, like, his outbursts are so interesting. Yeah.
John is a fucking asshole. Like,
yeah.
let's just nip it right here in the bud. He is an extremely unlikable character. But
Very
at the same
unlikable.
time, you can't help but to have, like, a sense of empathy for him.
Mine, it was more like, what the fuck is your problem? And I need to find out what that problem is. That's
We need to solve this.
yeah.
That's fair. That is so fair. Julia thinks the person is local, but they'll need fingerprints because Hannah's head is gone. Bo and Gutierrez shout loud enough so the news crew can overhear that the forensics team is saying that the killer is a wolf, which that's great. Because, like, we hear Bo, who kind of literally yells this from over the car.
Yeah.
While the news crew is right behind John. And John's just like, dude, what the fuck? What the fuck? So I can feel John's pain in that moment.
I love how the news crew slowly rolled up their
Yeah, they rolled their
windows after they heard it.
Montage of John beating up Bo and at the victim's funeral.
Like, kicking his ass.
Dude, he is whooping his ass. He is whooping his ass. I like that he also gives him a chance to fight back, though.
Yeah, he does.
It doesn't work, but he gives him a chance. But we go back to a scene where he demands that Julia wrap up the crime scene despite her lack of confidence. He freaks out, demanding that she handle the rest of the crime scene and he'll handle the town. Even losing it on Chavez for bringing up the full moon again last night. Man. What a great way for this movie to, like I mentioned, the red herring aspect of this movie is just so well done.
Mm-hmm.
For them to say, like, oh, it's a werewolf the whole time, and really pounding it into the audience's head, like, it is a werewolf. We got to see the werewolf literally a couple of scenes ago. We got to see it. And it's big. It's scary.
It is.
It growls. How do you think he bites? Like, because they would constantly said about like the bite.
Like, didn't he rip one of Hannah's arms off? Like, what? How?
I don't know. Like, since he does taxidermy, maybe he uses the skull of a wolf to do it. I don't know. I feel like that would be a lot of work, though.
We have to ask a furry. Can those suits actually bite people?
We were just talking about the pit.
Yeah. Sorry, not to commandeer your own audience, but can you leave a comment about that? Thank you.
Yeah, if there's any furries in the Nightlight community, please let us know. Know. I've never met someone who's into doing furries. Have you?
Really? I have a couple friends who do it. I know someone who makes the suits. I guess I could
feel like
ask
it would get
her.
so hot.
Yeah, they seem hot. They seem really hot, and like I would get too claustrophobic. Actually, you know what? I can say some Shelby lore. When I worked at Barnes & Noble when I was 17, I had to dress up like Franklin the Turtle to entertain children in a mascot costume.
Hey, it's Franklin?
His name is Franklin the Turtle. It's like a series of books. And Corduroy the Bear, another series of books. I was Corduroy the Bear. One time we went to an elementary school and my hair had come out of like the bun I kept it up in the mascot suit, and so like I was blonde for most of my life, so like my blonde hair came down, and I just hear a little voice go, "I can see there's hair. It's a lady!" Like, and I was like, "Oh no!" And they knew there was a lady in the suit. Yeah, and there was nothing you could do. I couldn't like fix my hair. I had the Franklin head on, so it just.
You take it off, they all scream.
Right?
Those poor kids, oh my god.
I know. Little did they know I could have fortified it to be a werewolf costume and used it for evil, apparently.
There you go. Instead, you were a turtle named Franklin.
I was a turtle. Yeah.
Franklin. So there you go. Hey, it's Franklin coming over to my house. Um, does anybody remember that show? Like now that you mentioned it, it's just like
It was when we were kids too.
it
And
was
like,
when we
I
were
don't-
kids,
I-
yeah. But like it was a part of like Franklin, Little Bear.
Little Bear. Yeah.
Like it was a part of that. And like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like was it I don't
Was
know
it
if Caillou was
PBS?
like our age. Caillou I think was like after us. The little
I feel
bald
like Caillou
kid.
was after us. I don't remember
Yeah,
Caillou at
I don't feel
all.
like he was our age, but
No.
yeah, I think that was
Just dating
PBS, though.
ourselves.
I know we are. We're
This
doing a
is
great
Memory
job.
Lane.
Memory
with
lane.
Shelby and
Memory
Prince.
lane. There we go. We're still in our 20s, so fuck you guys. Got to John at home watching the news while sneaking in a beer. Meanwhile, Julia asked the store clerk to take down the sign, wanting people to say something if they see something about the werewolf. He doesn't want to take the sign down, so she decides to bribe him by regarding his late registration on his car. When John gets back into the office, Julia slides over a care package for Bo. Too late, because he already filed for Bo to get fired. Sick. And that's literally it. That's the last time we see Bo.
Such an asshole move. It was so. It's like, this is really nice, but you need to leave the building now.
He was like, I filed it.
He's
20
standing there with
minutes
his
ago.
black eye, or like his busted lip and everything.
Poor guy, dude. Oh my god. Oh shit. And I love how no one bats an eye. And
No
like
one.
he like bangs on the door when he leaves, and I like every single time John like stops to he's about to talk and he stops when he just looks over, just like anyway, and just like the delivery and comedy is really, really well done in this movie. It's just,
Yeah.
Jim Cummings is such a funny dude. Like I don't know why he just god damn it. He's so funny. He's just
Yeah.
so fucking funny. It's so interesting because like there's two Jim Cummings. There's the Jim Cummings from our childhood, and then there's this Jim Cummings. So like I don't want people to get confused with the Jim Cummings from our childhood. We are not talking about Jim Cummings, Winnie the Pooh, Jim Cummings. We're not talking about it.
No, not that one.
Not that one. Even though that dude's great. He's not our friend though. But no, not that guy. For those who don't plan on watching this movie or whatever, but yeah.
Yeah, they're like this whole time picturing everything we've
I
been
know,
saying
picturing
in
Winnie the
Winnie
Pooh.
the Pooh voice.
Just-
Yeah.
No, it's not that Jim Cummings. Although that would be cool. That would be cool.
It would be. Actually, let's redo the whole movie with that voice.
With that Jim Cummings, yeah, in the Winnie the Pooh voice the
Yeah.
entire time.
In
That's-
a furry suit
In a
that
furry
looks like
suit.
Winnie the Pooh.
Yes, absolutely. That would be great. I'll have 14 of them. Thank you. Hadley recommends that they bring in an expert on animals, and Chavez believes that it could be a werewolf, but John continues shutting that shit down. After a brief argument, Hadley pulls John aside to remind him that they're all in the same team before spilling alcohol on his breath. When he leaves the room, John calls for a report from Julia, who corrects him to call her Officer Robson before proceeding, which, laying down the law. Good for her.
Mhm.
Maybe you can help me understand this. Because wasn't your dad in law enforcement?
Yes.
I don't know how I remembered that, Shelby Lord, but shout out to me. Because I think you told me
I don't even think that was an on the show conversation. I think that was
I don't think it
just
was.
us having lunch at some point conversation too.
Probably. So, okay. What is the difference between a sheriff and the police? I don't know.
I should know. I think one is like county and one is city.
Okay.
I actually
See, that
don't
that
know.
confuses me further because I
Because like the city's in the county, but like
right.
you know how like there's like county roads and like the county is in charge of the county roads, and then there's like
Yeah.
like did you ever have friends who like lived out in the boonies who like lived out? I'm from a very small town, so
Yeah.
like I had friends who like lived out in the boonies, and like so they lived on like they had county. They didn't have city water or city sewage. They had like county stuff.
Okay.
Once again, someone's in the comments like, no, none of this is correct.
None of this.
And so I think like the way like, you know, here in California, the CHP, they're only in charge of the
Yeah.
highways.
Right.
I think that's how it is. Like it's just jurisdiction. Like the sheriffs, I think it's like, but then there's like, doesn't West Hollywood have a sheriff? Like,
Yes,
isn't it the West
they
Hollywood
do.
sheriff? So that's nothing I'm saying makes any sense. I don't know.
Okay, but
don't
you're
know.
right, though. You are right. So sheriffs are elected county officials covering unincorporated areas and running jails, while police chiefs are appointed and serving specific cities or municipalities.
So
Okay.
why does West Hollywood have
This-
sheriffs?
I don't know. That is so interesting. Interesting. Okay. Before we go too far into a deep dive, like, let's
Yeah.
not.
Let's not.
She shares the lab report of everything leading back to it being a large wolf, showing them the crime scene photos of the woman who was shredded. Later that night, John interrupts his daughter's homework time to ask her about the pepper spray he bought her for communion. She searches for it in her drawer since he wants her to keep it on her at all times. Jenna doesn't understand the reason behind his being so overly protective, blaming his abandonment by his mother, which was like, damn.
Yeah, this was the most awkward dad conversation ever. He couldn't even ask her about the pepper spray without being so aggressive and weird about it.
Oh my God. And he was like, we're totally going to catch the guy, but just want to make sure you have the pepper spray. She was like, is this because of your abandonment issues with your mom? He was like, no. He goes on the defense, demanding that she go back to doing her homework and they'll catch this person. And he was like, why are you asking me all these questions anyway? Aren't you supposed to be doing homework? Like, it's just... While riding with Julia, she agrees with his suspicions on it being a man and not a werewolf. A beer bottle is flung at the car, forcing them to halt on their brakes, getting out of the car to no one in sight. Meanwhile, the drug addict is in an isolated trailer who is making his next fix while his dog growls at him. And his dog is a husky or shepherd of some kind. Mm-hmm. It's too far to see every time we see this dog, but it's supposed to look wolfish. So,
it does look wolfish. It's like they're definitely like trying to be like, this is him.
I know, yeah, like this is the guy. This is the guy. He has a dog. Like this is the guy. Here's another fun fact about me. So years ago, back in like 2015, I was a photo booth technician, and I would take photo booths to parties. I just graduated college. And I would take photo booths to parties, and it was for this company called Photomatica. In San Francisco, there is Treasure Island, sort of. It's in the middle of like between Oakland and San Francisco. It's on the bridge. It's a city literally on the water. And Treasure Island, it's nothing there. Just like it was for the Navy. And it's radioactive. They had a school there, and it closed down because it was highly radioactive, and that's where I worked.
Lord.
Yeah. So while I was working there, every single time I had to take these photo booths to parties, so it would be super late. It was my first one that I ever had to do on the job. My boss met me at the location, but he didn't stay with me, and I had to take this van and take it back to the island. It was at the Academy of Science. That was really cool. It was for a wedding. Awesome. The whole Academy of Science was open, and I got to see the albino alligator, who's no longer there. His name was Claude.
I was going to say, didn't he just pass away recently?
Yeah, he just died. Yeah.
Yes.
Which, fucking Bay a hero. But when I was coming back, you have to, there's no key to the gate. You had to enter a code to get into the gate. But it was one of those like locks that you had to like, twist the.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was doing this. I shit you fucking not. I'm having tears in my eyes just thinking about this. But I shit you not. I see something running towards me. And I was just like, what the fuck is that? And I couldn't tell because it was nighttime. It had to have been past midnight. And I couldn't tell what it was. And I was like, what the fuck is that? I don't know what that is. And it's running towards me. Then I see it's on all fours. So I run back into the car because I was like, fuck this. I run back into the car, and then I see it run past the headlights. And I see a guy who's running after it. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I wait a little bit, and then I wait until it leaves. So I go back, and then it comes back the other way. It's this fucking guy on Treasure Island. They call him the Wolfman because he has a hybrid wolf. And he runs the wolf at fucking midnight for exercise.
Oh my god.
Yes. Dude. Scared the fucking living shit out of me. Because I tell my boss the next day, and he's like, oh, dude, that's Wolfman. And I was like,
oh.
like this urban legend on this island.
Thanks for the heads up.
He's like, yeah, he runs his dog at night. So like there's nobody around. So he runs it off leash. And I was like, is it a dog? He was like, no, it's a hybrid wolf. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Is there any good time to just let a wolf run around? Like
on an island.
On an island that was home to radiated children at one point?
Oh my god.
Like, oh my god.
I doubt this wolf is still alive. I doubt it. But especially now because they started building homes on this island, which is crazy to me. Yeah, and I don't think it's cleared yet. I think they just started building shit. So like, heads up, if you guys are looking for a home, don't buy it in Treasure Island. I'm just saying. Best view of the bay though. Best view of the bay, but
I was gonna say, since it's in the bay though, they're probably so overpriced even with the radiation.
They're so overpriced. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, we're talking about the other wolf. Two sheriffs check in on PJ and notice that he's packing up to leave for Orange County. Despite their understanding that he's no longer a suspect in the murder of Brienne, they wonder if he's noticed anything else from that night. Getting upset that they didn't just call him about this, repeating that he didn't see anything, Julia tries to give him Brienne's stuff, but he cries that he doesn't want it, but his mom takes it anyway. And he like cries into his mom's like chest. I was like, oh, no. Yeah.
I know, I love that part. I like that part. Yeah.
That was just nice. Because I was like, I feel like I would do the same.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, my life would shatter if my wife died though. Like, oh my fucking God, I don't know what I would do.
And then to see it like that, like.
Yes. Oh my God, that would, I don't even like thinking about that. Don't even want to think about that. His last words to John are for him to shoot the person who did this instead of arresting them. But the way he says it, he was like, shoot them until their face is unrecognizable.
Until you can see the ground.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yes.
Fuck.
Because I loved it when he said that. I was like, oh, yeah.
How dark was that? That was just so good, though. Man, so ominous. Cut to a mom named Liz and her daughter at a diner. A man comes up, very tall man, who's wearing a hoodie. And I love how they film this because he's blurred out. And then he comes to the foreground, and you still don't see his face. And he asks if he can take the chair and if anybody was sitting across from her. And he starts asking her a ton of personal questions as she just gives him every single fucking answer. And I was like, are your survival skills 0, lady?
Literally,
because why are you giving this weirdo your information?
It's a good lesson of a scene in you don't have to be polite all the time. Like, if someone's being weird, you don't have to talk about your car, the color of your car, and this and that. Like, all the info. It's like, and it was like you could tell they wrote it specifically for it's like someone who's just trying to
be nice,
follow public niceties. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that you don't have to be polite all the time. And I think that is so important. Like, that is such a strong defense mechanism for women in general. A lot of men take politeness as an entryway of some kind.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It's so not okay. It's just not okay. If you're polite to someone, sure, yeah, you probably expect it in return, but they don't owe you shit. They don't owe you a single thing, dude. They don't know you. They do not have to be polite if they don't want to. They don't have to talk to you if they don't want to. It's fine. Mm-hmm. It's fine. Fucking move on. It's just, oh, God damn it. Ugh. It's just, it's infuriating.
The whole scene this was the creepiest scene to me, honestly.
Oh, this scene was so uncomfortable.
It was so uncomfortable.
Oh my God. So uncomfortable. And the way that they just sit in this moment is just... Man, and I love how she starts very comfortable and slowly kind of transitions with the questions that he's asking as uncomfortable. And granted, the questions he was asking, I wouldn't say they were necessarily weird questions. They were very personal questions, yes, but like
Yes.
they were questions that were like almost information driven, where it's just like, oh, are you going to send your daughter to this school and blah blah blah.
Well, it was like plausible deniability too. Because it's like, well, on paper, those questions aren't weird. And
Right.
I do love like how you can see her distress grow. That actress was really good at like body
She was
language
great.
of just like seeing the
Yeah.
distress, just amping up.
Yeah. She gets extremely uncomfortable after he figured out what car she was driving. She excuses herself, telling the hostess that she would like to call the cops, but the blurry man leaves the diner. And the way he even asked that question was very much like, he was like, oh, like, you have the blue car. Or he doesn't even say her car. He was just like, oh, that blue car out there. I really
Yeah.
like that make and model. I was thinking about getting one. And that's when she's like, my sandwich has too many onions. I should go fix that. And then I love what she did here though.
See-
She tells her daughter to come with her.
Yes, I
So-
love that she told her daughter to come with her. And it was another lesson in like that. She was so uncomfortable, but she couldn't even just leave. She had to be like,
Yeah, she still had
"Oh,
to make an excuse.
they put onions on this. I got to go fix this." Yeah.
Liz tells the cops about the situation, sharing his description, mentioning that he smelled like a dark room, which was very interesting to me because when I was rewatching this, I forgot who the killer was, but when I was rewatching this, I was just like a dark room. It's like for like the things they like
Yeah, like the
chemicals. I was just like,
Yeah.
is that what she means? So it was interesting, and I didn't put two and two together with like taxidermy, like
I didn't either. Well, because I was totally red herringed with the drug guy because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like
I was like, oh, it's him.
Drug-
like they're showing us
yeah,
werewolves and all this. That guy for sure.
his wolf. I know. I was like, yep. I was definitely.
I'm
yeah,
sold.
I
It's
was
this fucking
fooled.
guy. So, and you're like, sorry for ever accusing you, sir.
No, honestly, we'll get to it. But when it was like the reveal of like the red herring reveal, and
Yeah.
everybody's like, "Yep, it was him." I was like, "Is this this can't be the end of
It
the
can't
movie?
be it.
Like what?
This can't be it.
Just was, yeah. Oh, it wasn't.
It wasn't. Montage of them interviewing multiple people, concluding with Liz about the man having his hood, and he could have been between the ages 20 and 50, which was interesting.
Yeah,
What do you mean? During the montage as well, they do interview Paul. So we do
Yes.
see him there as well. So they do interview Paul during this montage because they have evidence of his, which is why they have to give it back. He's not a suspect when they're interviewing him. It's more so to obtain evidence and so on and so forth. But yeah, that's all the information that they gather for now, sending her on her way while another person who supposedly has information comes in next. John checks on his dad, who's getting checked out by Dave, who I don't know who this fucking person, EMT maybe. Hadley lies about his health, which pisses John off, and he demands that Hadley work from home. But Hadley knows that he's not able to deal with this shit on his own, asking him about the interviews. John's about to go into details before snapping out of it and yelling for his dad to go see a doctor. This was also really funny.
Yeah,
It's just
this
gonna fall
scene
into
was-
routine. Hadley shoots that shit down once again, agreeing to work on himself, wanting to know more about the interviews. Liz is on her way home, stopping in the middle of the road because of a dead deer. Are you fucking kidding me? Come
know.
on. Like, this broke my heart when she did this. So I was
Me
just
too.
like, I wish you just weren't written as a dumb character in this moment, because there's no
It's like
fucking way in
all
hell
this.
you would have
You
stopped
go
for
to the
that.
police with all this. It's like, no, that is time
Yeah.
to never get out of your car. Like you should
No.
be. I was wondering why she didn't even ask for like a police escort to come home. Like,
Oh, seriously. Yeah, because like she literally told this guy where she lived. Like
Yep.
she told him where she lived. That was his
did.
first question that he asked her.
Yep.
Like second question, I guess. But like he literally was just like, "Can I take this chair?" or "Is anyone sitting here?" She said no, whatever. Then his second question was like, where are you from?" And she literally gives the whole spiel of where she's from and that she's lived there forever.
even asks if that's the elementary school is where her daughter's going to
Yes.
go and everything. Like, and she says yes.
like he pinpoint lasered focus of just like, holy shit, this dude knows all of my life right now, and I need someone to escort me home or get a hotel or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, something that, you know, gets you out of the line of sight from this person. Because and then she gets out of her car to check on this dead deer. Where I'm just like, girl, you are in fucking Utah. There's deers everywhere.
There's deer. Exactly.
Like, I'm sure you've seen a dead deer before. You're in Utah.
Just drive around.
Just drive away.
Like,
drive away. You do not have to check the deer. It's fine. If it's dead, it's dead. Go.
Exactly.
Go. Oh my God. Oh, her doing this in this moment was so infuriating. But
it was. I wasn't sure they were gonna go here. I just couldn't tell, and I was like, "Oh, nobody's safe." Okay.
Nobody's safe. Yeah, nobody's safe. Literally nobody.
Yeah.
When she gets out of the car, she looks at her daughter beforehand. A bloody handprint causes her to turn around to a werewolf standing next to her car. And the way that he's doing it, he has his hand on the top part of her car, and he's just breathing. And it is so fucking scary. Her segment was terrifying.
Yeah, her segment was really scary. Yeah.
Hers was so scary. Oh my God. Like, I think she's our last like kill too, like our major kill, right?
Yeah, I think
she's our last one. So, well, I guess the cop dies, but
I forgot about that.
But it's an off-screen kill. Yeah. So but she screams and she got the blicky though. So you know she had the blicky. She came hot. She screams and shoots, throwing her gun after she runs out of bullets. The beast then attacks her. As we're in between segments of John screaming at the sight of her body at the coroner's office. And he doesn't scream as in terms of like holy shit, it looks horrible. He screams of just like, fuck, dude, we could have protected her, and we didn't. But it forces John's men to pull him off the coroner. Quick jumps to him at the funeral of Liz and her daughter, which, they killed the daughter. Was an off-screen kill, thankfully, but it happened nonetheless. And the scene of the crime, explaining his theory about the handprint being removed around the right cheek of the deer. Gutierrez believes that it could just be a hunter without a license, but John isn't taking that as an answer for this situation. At home, John takes Jenna back to her room after she had been sleeping on the couch. So worried that he starts throwing back some brews, following it up with a message from our sponsors. And we're back. Instead, he drinks poison because he's literally chugging Listerine. First of all, ow.
I know.
Second of all, like, call poison control. What are you doing?
I know. He's just like chugging mouthwash. Like, that is so old school. Like,
dude, Jesus Christ. Is he doing it to cover his breath, or is he doing it for more alcohol?
No, it's because of the alcohol. It's like an old school alcoholic thing. Like, they'll drink vanilla extract too. Like, even grocery store workers today will say like they'll have vanilla extract like stolen a lot.
Really?
And,
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that happens.
Yeah, and like
wait,
Elizabeth
why
Taylor,
vanilla extract?
It's full of alcohol. It's just alcohol. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and during Prohibition, people would drink extracts like vanilla and like lemon, like any sort of like extract, and they started poisoning the extracts. So when you would cook it, whatever the poison was would like cook off. So like it was fine for cooking, but if you drank it, you would get like really sick. And so they would start like putting this weird poison in the extracts to like keep people from drinking it. Yeah.
What the fuck?
I know. Yeah, there's rumors too that people like Elizabeth Taylor would drink perfume when she was desperate. When they would like trying to get her to, like stop drinking, she would drink perfume, like because perfume is also alcohol. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
My innocence is showing because I thought he was trying to cover his breath.
No, he was trying to get more drunk.
More drunk.
Yeah.
My innocence is showing because I was like, oh, he's doing it to hide the
That is
stuff.
really sweet, though, that you're like, why was he trying to just poison himself? I don't understand. No, he was just trying to get more drunk because there's alcohol in mouthwash. Or at least nowadays, I think there's more mouthwashes without alcohol in it. But yeah, they still make that.
I know, like NyQuil has alcohol in it. So
yeah,
like because
you
you
used
need
to have
a
more.
you need.
Speaking of when we were kids, it used to have a lot more alcohol back then.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, that is true. But
Yeah.
I remember the first time I got carded to buy NyQuil, and I was like, what? Like, why do I need what? All right,
Like, I have the cold. I'm not here to party.
Sick.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. I've only been drunk once, and it was off of a Jello shot in college, and I was just like, it's enough for me. Enough for me.
I get it. It
was not for me, but that's fine. So now I know. The more you know.
Yeah.
Before banging his head on the microwave and falling on his oven door, breaking the glass.
That was wild
glass.
and so
that was crazy.
random. I wonder if that, like, I was like, that is so specific. Like, did it happen on accident, or is this something
real.
that has happened and they like had to write this in here? Because how strange. Like, I loved it though.
I love how it's never even brought up either. Like, Jenna doesn't mention it or anything. It's just, okay. Do you know who that is who plays Jenna?
No.
It's Chloe East from Heretic.
Really?
Yes. Right?
Oh my God.
Like, I was super shocked when I saw her. I was just like,
she looked familiar, but I didn't stop to look her up. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, I guess she's wearing glasses in Heretic, so like that. Yeah, but is she wearing
glasses? Will do that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. I can't remember if she's wearing glasses or not in Heretic. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway,
did we just make that up?
Did we just make that up? Did we lie to ourselves about Heretic? Now I have to look it up because now I don't. I don't. She's not wearing. She is wearing glasses, but she takes them
thank
off.
God. I was like,
okay, she is wearing glasses, but she takes them off. Okay, all right, yeah. Whew, saved. But meanwhile, did we just make that? Did we just make our own Mandela effect?
I know. Just here tonight, just the two of us. Oh my God.
Meanwhile, their actual suspect throws a naked body in a pile of branches, setting it on fire as he watches.
He does.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So this is the guy who is not our killer.
He's not. He's our red herring killer.
He sets a body on fire.
Yeah, what was that?
What the fuck, dude?
I know.
So, yeah, that's a... Did he kill someone? I don't know. Like, it's just... I wonder if it was someone, like, in, like, a commune or something that he's at. Because he's
maybe
in an
unrelated.
RV. And, like, maybe this person died within the commune, and this is, like, how they send them off.
That was my rival drug dealer. You don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah. John goes to the library and you're just like, what? This guy can read. Sharing that he's learned.
No, that was shocking to me too. Yeah.
It just was odd that he chose to go to the library. It's just like, all right, okay, hey, books are still around.
Yeah.
John goes to the library sharing what he's learned about werewolves just being men killing women with Julia. And this was super great because he figured it out. He solved the fucking case right here.
He really did. Yeah.
He was just like, it was just men coming out. And the reason why we have full moons, or the full moons is a part of the folklore, is because they would see the man killing them. And I was just like, that is fascinating. I wonder if that's true. Someone get Sapphire on the phone right now. Let's find out.
She would know. Yeah.
She would fucking know. She has to know. Yeah. I would be shocked if she didn't.
Doesn't she do that monster show now with History Channel? She does a show like that.
She does something like that now, right?
Something like that, yeah.
When was the last time you talked to Saf? It's been a minute. I feel like the last time I talked to her was
last time I saw her was at the Spotify party in December. So yeah. Mm-hmm. It hasn't been that long, but yeah.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. I would love to go back on her show too. That was a fun one. But yeah. He goes back to the original scene of the crime, trying to understand how the killer did his killings without anybody seeing them. He falls asleep at the library, having a nightmare about all of the women who were slaughtered. Startled awake by the librarian calling out to him for someone calling John on his walkie, which was hilarious because I don't know. I think his name was I don't know, I forgot his name, but like
I can't remember his name either.
he tells him off, and he's just like, "Don't do that." He's like, "If that was one of my men, they would have killed you right
They
there."
would have killed you.
He was so scared. He was like, "Oh my god,
dramatic,
really?"
I know.
He's like, "Yeah, yeah." And he's like,
It's
"But
like, "You're
thank
lucky
you,
it was
thank you
me."
for that." But yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like, what the fuck. John and Julia meet up with Liz's boss so she can play them a message from a man who left her a voice message. They realize that he's calling from a highway. John rips the phone off the wall. The boss woman, I don't know her name, so I just called her boss woman,
I don't
comments
either.
that it is the same number every time. They shoot over to a payphone on the highway, but Chavez can't find any prints. John wants him to continue working on it, yelling at Chavez when he doesn't understand why he needs to continue since he can't find prints. It's like, work on what? That's like looking in a refrigerator looking for food and there's nothing in there, then you go back to reopen the refrigerator knowing there's nothing in there. What are you talking about? Like, what?
Classic
Come
middle
on.
management kind of move. Like,
For real. Like, come on, dude. Fuck off. A curfew of one thing I do like though, they do not like stand down on him. They fucking
No.
stand on business when it comes to him. They're
Yeah.
like, fuck you, dude. You're not my superior. Like, fuck out of here. And good for them. Good for them.
and good for them. Yeah.
I think Chavez would have beat his ass. But anyway, a curfew is put into effect as Hadley shares instructions and has a moment of silence with his crew. He breathes heavily as John watches, and they both wait until everyone leaves the room so he can sit down. This was also really intense. Still wanting to get out of there with everyone, John forces him to go to the hospital and to retire, not wanting him to ignore this. He runs out, trying his best to hold it together while telling Carla to call an ambulance for Hadley. This was so fucking heartbreaking.
It was.
And I started tearing up because like hearing the break in his voice and like the sense of urgency, but also not knowing what to do in this moment. God damn it, dude. Man, holy shit.
He was so frantic. Yeah.
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 It's just like and like to have someone like Carla, because like to explain Carla for everybody, she's an older woman, very motherly like, and I guess the best way I can picture her is if anyone has seen The Pit, she's like Dana minus like the harshness or the tough love aspect, but like very motherly, like Dana from The Pit. So, man, baby Jane Doe. She assures that she's got this.
I just saw a meme today that was like, Baby Jane Doe was the Pit Fest shooter.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. I mean, was she around? No one.
Where was she?
Where was she? Baby Jane Doe, taking formula real well. She assures him that she's got this and for him to get out of there. Meanwhile, I think water came out of my nose. That's so gross. But meanwhile, Jenna is FaceTiming her boyfriend, showing him her cleavage to convince him to come over to see her tonight. They exchange I love yous before meeting up with him in his car. While they're making out, he notices the neighbor pointing at something. He panics, thinking that they need to get out of there and throwing Jenna off of him so she can put her pants on. She wipes the condensation from the window, noticing that the woman is not telling them to leave, rather warning them of something coming. The werewolf shoulders into his car, circling around them. She yells for him to start the car, screaming as the wolfman smashes through the window. Luckily, John gets a call on the location of the creature, wasting zero time, and immediately shoots at it, but misses every single fucking shot. Jenna calls out to him as he runs over to her, upset that she's breaking curfew rather than checking in on her. Pissed, she spills out just how shitty of a dad he actually is, and how much she can't wait to get away from him as soon as she goes to college, demanding that he can take her to the hospital since her skull is bleeding. More gunshots as the werewolf roars and growls in the distance as we fade to Julia and the others finding Gutierrez stuffed into a trash can inside of a driveway. God damn it. Holy fucking shit. Man.
That whole scene, when she's on the ground, she still hadn't put her pants on. She didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
And she's just
She looking like a fool with her pants on the ground.
And she like touches the back of her head and it's just blood.
Yeah.
And
she
just
even
like,
screams and like he doesn't react to that. He's just like he blames her. He just literally blames her like this is your fault for you breaking curfew. You should be inside. Where it's just like
you should have been at home. Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's insane. Yeah.
It's wild. It's wild. He's also upset that like Brock, her boyfriend, left her as well.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Where's Brock?" And she's like, "I don't know." Like it's just like he left you, which he did. He fucking dipped out of there. He left for sure. But how strong is this fucking dude, man? Like he just shoulders the car, and it's just like, God damn.
Literally, like when we see him later, I'm like, you were doing all that? Like what?
Like he's tall, but like he's kind of like
lanky though.
Yeah, he's a lanky kind of dude. Jenna and Hadley are next to each other at the hospital, and John decides to go through her phone. Meanwhile, Jenna's boyfriend, Brock, is woken up by his mom yelling for John to get out of the house. I guess he went through her phone to find his address?
Must have, yeah.
I don't know. He goes into Brock's room, putting Brock in a chokehold while she kicks John in the face and pepper sprays him, ripping off his disguise, choking from the spray, and running out to pour milk on his face. She realizes who he is, slapping Brock upside his head, demanding that he tells her what he did. She's like, what did you do? Like, why is he here?
I know. I love that he could have just been like, hey, lady, this is what's going on. And she probably would have let him kick his ass. Yeah.
She probably would have. Absolutely. And I like how she also immediately jumps in. She's like, what did you do to her? Like, she also jumps in like Jenna as well, which is great.
Yeah.
When John gets back to the hospital, he learns that Hadley had passed away. And this is where John fucking spirals, dude. He spirals.
Yeah.
When John gets back to the hospital learning that, it's God damn it, man.
And the way they just show the empty bed, like.
Yeah.
And once again, poor Jenna, like, she's just going through it, like.
Yeah. And she's like, where were you?
Where were you? And she just gestures to the empty bed. It's like, that's her grandpa. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
And he died next to her.
Next to her.
God damn it, man. Oh, that's so rough. John is denied entry into his AA meeting, which is hilarious. It's just like, how do you get like that would have fucked me up. I felt like if I was like an alcoholic and I got denied getting into Alcoholics Anonymous, like
we don't even want to fix you anymore.
Me up, dude. I would have been like, what do I do? Like what the fuck?
Drink more Listerine. That's what you do.
More Listerine. Go back to it. But this is also really intense because when he's leaving out of frustration, he punches himself in the face. Well, I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That is some primo crashing out right there. Yeah.
For real. Good crash out, Jim. Good crash out. He's found vaping in the station by Carla, letting him know that he's parked in the middle of the street. She goes out to move his car while he sits there, yanking out his tooth. I couldn't watch this part.
Yeah, he does yank out his tooth.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it. There's like things that I cannot do in
and we all have our
movies.
Things. Yeah.
We all have our things. It's pulling teeth and it's nails for me. Can't do it.
Yeah, nails are difficult.
Cannot do it.
Yeah.
Cannot do it, man. It's just don't need to watch it. But anyway. Don't need to watch it. Like, oh my God. Like the movie Bug. You remember that movie?
Oh my God, yes.
Oh my God, when he has to pull his fucking tooth out and that scene is excruciatingly long. Oh my fucking God. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Jenna gets home, finding him on the kitchen floor. Her worries continue as she learns that he crashed his car into a column. And he was, because he had dust on his shirt. And she's like, what is the dust from? And he was like, oh, the airbags. And she's like, oh shit, okay. Slapping him in the face before dragging him upstairs. He sobs about Hadley and not catching the suspect before he died. She sobs for him to go to bed as he throws his water bottle in response. Meanwhile, our drug addict, supposed Wolfman, shoots up and stumbles out the RV. Well, he doesn't really stumble out. He kind of falls out. Just like, just falls backwards, just falls back. And he did.
And he's dead.
All I could think about in that moment was like, who's gonna watch his dog?
I know.
Who
The
gets his
dog
dog
like was
now? Like
freaking.
that-
It was such a like when he was burning the body even and the dog was barking. I was like, don't hurt the dog.
Yeah, please don't hurt that dog. Please don't hurt the dog. He's too nice. In the morning, John is pouring alcohol into his coffee. Julia tells him that they found the guy. They go outside to the OD'd man dead on the gurney. Gary, the coroner, shares the information of the dead man, mocking that his 6-year-old daughter could have solved this. John fires him because he knows that Gary was the one who threw the beer bottle at them that day.
Which was crazy. I was like,
That
what a
was so
reveal. And
funny.
also like no elaboration. He was like,
Zero.
You're the one who threw that bottle. And he's like, no, I wasn't.
He's like, no, it wasn't.
And the way he's just like, well, your daughter's gonna be embarrassed because you're losing your like the way he fires him is so wild.
It's so funny. It's the way he even like. He was like, your daughter's not going to be able to, just going to lose all her friends because your father
lose all her friends. Yeah.
Oh my God. While Julia's driving John, she shares that Gutierrez's wife came over last night. He claims that he would have caught him, but she knows that he wouldn't have just caught him. He would have gotten himself killed, wanting him to knock it off. He shares that today is supposed to be his wedding anniversary, sniffling as he's about to exit the car, telling her Happy New Year. That's another thing we get a little bit of context of. This is between Christmas and New Year's.
Christmas and New Year. I did not realize it was that time until the diner scene with the woman.
Yeah, where they're playing the Christmas music.
And they're playing the Christmas music. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess this is a Christmas movie, if you will.
Yeah, it is.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey.
It's a Christmas movie. There you go. Mm-hmm. Add it to the list, everybody. She places her hand on his thigh, telling him how it is if he doesn't get his shit together. Montage to John explaining himself at AA, giving the property back to the family of the victims, and Julia filing away the case files. This is where he's turning a new leaf, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like he's trying to not be so angry, and he's trying to do his steps properly and things like that. Not everyone is happy to see him as he delivers evidence back. Liz's mom even spits in his face. Goddamn.
Yeah, I didn't blame her, honestly.
I mean, yeah. I would have to.
I don't know.
I would have to, because like not only did she lose her daughter that night, she lost her granddaughter too.
Granddaughter, I know.
Like,
the
damn,
rattle
dude.
when he or the little toy when he throws the bag.
Yeah, when he throws the bag, it's just like, damn, dude. I'm like, fuck.
I know.
While Julia's putting away the evidence, she notices a spool of thread. PJ calls her, letting her know that they gave him a sewing seam ripper with Brienne's belongings, which isn't his. She hangs up on him when she realizes that they had this wrong suspect. John goes to Paul's house and taxidermy practice for him to sign off on the evidence. The kettle starts whistling and Paul invites him inside, only wanting a signature. He is hesitant for a moment, startled by Paul sitting at the table, wanting to know about the case now that it's over. He sits down, sharing the info about the case and mentioning that some things slip through the cracks, assuring him that it doesn't happen often, though. Paul offers to give him some whiskey in his coffee while they're talking about Paul's ex-wife, and Paul then asks about Jenna. And John explains that she's going to college for a gymnastics scholarship. So once again, that awkwardness of sharing information and so on and so forth. Like it's John gets ready to leave, but stops knocking on Paul's door. When he answers the door again, John mentions that something threw him, wanting him to stand up tall. And this is fuck.
It's delivered so well. The way he's
God.
Again, like the distress that's so like seething beneath him, where he's like staying calm, but you can tell he's just like, and he almost doesn't want it to be true when he's like, can you stand to your full height? Like,
what do you think prompted him to do that? Because he said something he said.
Yeah, and like, Paul did say the weird thing too, where he was like, I was married once, but she couldn't hack it. And so that was creepy. But it didn't seem like he even picked up on that. But it was like when he asked about Jenna. Mm-hmm. But it's so funny because the way he asked again, like on paper, didn't seem strange, but something about him asking
was just weird.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah, because I fully don't understand how he.
It clearly, like, he makes the face of, like, I was gonna say just put two and two together, but it's like
Yeah.
what were the twos? What were they though?
Yeah, like well, it was just like, well, what did he say to have
Yeah.
you catch that? But that was interesting. When he answers the door again, John mentions that something threw him off, and then he asks him to stand on his full height. When he does, John knows that he's actually their guy. Paul slams and locks the door immediately, and John's not able to shoulder the door open. I actually love this scene in this moment because it's so intense. Like, it seems like it could be a funny-esque scene because he slams into the door and he spills like his coffee / alcohol on himself. But like, it's such an intense moment that like it was like, okay, who's faster in this moment?
Yeah. To me it was just so like his immediate reaction was just to like go to the door, and I liked that a lot.
Yeah. John calls for backup but doesn't receive an answer. He smashes through the window, searching for Paul and finding Hannah's head on the counter instead. Oh, fuck. But this is where this movie gets just... It's already was brutal, but like this is where this movie just takes such a fucking turn. Where it's... You actually were watching a slasher movie the entire time.
Yeah.
Because not even able to scream well enough before Paul comes in and stabs John in the stomach, lifting him up. Like, dude. And the way this fucking looks, man. Oh my God. Jim sells this moment as well.
Yeah. I thought he was dead. Like the blood coming out of his mouth.
Oh my God.
And like he actually reacted like you would if you were stabbed. Where in so many slashers, people don't react like the way you actually would, you know?
Like he's screaming, he's holding his stomach, he's spitting out copious amounts of blood. It's just wow, holy shit. As he's spitting all that blood out, and like he even like spits it on Paul's face.
Yeah.
And it's just such an intense moment. But he's not dead. John has enough like adrenaline to crawl to his gun, and I believe that's honestly what saved him in this moment. It's like he already had adrenaline going into the moment, so like it kicked in.
Yeah.
Which that is so crazy to me that adrenaline can do such a thing.
It's like magic liquid. Like it's crazy.
It truly is. It is crazy that adrenaline can do something like that. That is absolutely insane. I don't know if this is necessarily true, but like I feel like it has something to do with the fact that your heart is beating so fast that it's pumping so much blood that it doesn't have time to like...
Like you hear about like people being able to lift cars off their kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
it's insane.
It's like,
insane.
Whoa.
Like it...
Yeah.
It is... Someone needs to study that more. Like, because like...
I know.
Like it's
hey,
just...
scientists,
adrenaline is a legit
what are you
superpower.
Doing? Yeah.
Seriously. Get off your ass. John crawls to the gun, and Paul do something important. And Paul hits him in the face, wearing as we record a podcast, wearing the base of his wolf costume. He growls at John, running into the woods, and John goes after him, but he's tackled and kicked while on the ground until Julia shoots Paul. After he's distracted by the New Year's fireworks, John gets back up, shooting Paul in his face multiple times. She inaudibly calls out if he's okay. He remembers a happier moment with his father before falling to the ground. Cut to Jenna dropping off Julia at her dorm. He definitely made it seem like he fucking died there too. Like, holy shit.
It really did. Yeah.
Her mom's not able to make it out, and Julia tries to give her a pep talk, but Jenna becomes pissed, punching her box. Jenna's box, like her own box. It was like her moving box. John comes in to check on them, allowing Julia to leave after hugging Jenna and sharing how proud she is of her. Jenna and John exchange I love yous while both fighting back tears. And this is so heartbreaking again, because I don't know what it is about Jim Cummings fucking crying that gets me so much.
Touches
It's
your
just
heart. Yeah.
He just seems like the person who wouldn't cry. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just like, he just seems like he wouldn't cry.
Yeah, he's a good crier too.
He is. Like, he knows how to shake his voice really well, and god damn it, man. Oh, man. And it's good to see. it's good to see a man cry on screen.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It
It's good to
is.
see. It's good to see. Defeating toxic masculinity one tear at a time. He shares that he left her something for protection in her top drawer, finding it gross because she knows that it's condoms. She wants him to leave and says she'll call him later. She then smirks as she checks the condoms in her drawer before noticing that he also left her grandpa's belt.
I know.
Oh. We don't see the belt, but like we get this clarification because he puts on Hadley's belt when Hadley dies, and we see him walking off campus fixing his belt back to his
like
original
a normal belt. Yeah.
Yeah. While he's walking off campus, he chooses to ignore two college dorks talking about the gymnastic babes that moved down the hall. Fresh meat.
Fresh meat. Yeah.
Fuck off, dude. Then credits. I fucking love this movie.
Yes.
What a great flick. Like, it is such a good movie.
It was so unpredictable the whole time.
It
like
really
I said,
is.
I was successfully red herringed the whole time. So
Absolutely. So, what a flick. So very happy with this movie. But I do have a few movie facts for us that is really, really intriguing. This was interesting because this movie was actually, I think it was one of the last movies that Robert Forster was in.
yes,
He
I
played
did know
Hadley.
that. I love him.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, like absolute incredible since Jackie Brown to
Jackie Brown. I know. Yes.
like dude, like, and even going before that, like deep fucking cut. And if anybody knows this, it's just deep cut Alligator from 1980. He was David Madison. And he was, oh my God. If anybody has not seen Alligator, it's fantastic.
I have not seen Alligator. I need to see it.
Oh, please watch Alligator. It is so cheesy, but it's directed by Louis Teague, and it's about a alligator in Chicago, and it's in the sewers, and it's
What's
been
he
eating
doing
people.
there? Oh my God.
He was flushed down the toilet.
Of course he was. Oh my God.
He was flushed down the toilet. But yeah, it was directed by Louis Teague. And if those aren't familiar with Louis Teague Freak, let me tell you about his Freak real quick. He directed motherfucking Cujo. That's right.
Okay.
So he directed Cujo, is that guy. He also directed Cat's Eye as well, or a segment in Cat's Eye rather. But yeah, Louis Teague. So Alligator, highly suggest Alligator. Check it out. It's on Tubi, so I might actually watch that tonight because god damn it. So yeah, Robert Forster, fantastic actor. Obviously, may he rest in peace. He died shortly after, I think, filming El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie. He shortly died after that. It was really, really pleasant to see him in this movie, but
it was.
Yeah, this movie was released nearly a year after the passing of Robert Forster, which was just super fascinating to see him in this movie. Just great job. And for us to have that scene of him in the hospital and then die,
I know,
makes that hit that much harder for sure. But god damn it. At one point in the film, while in the ski lodge, there are two stickers on a shelf. One is of a blackbird and the other is a red sticker with a white beaver. These are the logos of Solitude Resort and Beaver Sky Mountain. Both are ski mountains in Utah. So there you go. Sweet. In the scene where John Marshall was stabbed in the stomach, actor and director Jim Cummings originally wanted to actually vomit in the scene and had to be convinced not to. Damn, that would have been interesting though if we would have gotten that.
It would have been funnier, but more
probably would have
brutal.
been funnier. Yeah, probably would have been more surreal. Yeah. In the hot tub scene with Jimmy Tatro, actress Anna Hamilton accidentally burned herself while she mistakenly poured a kettle of boiling water on her chest as the water in the actual hot tub was quite cold.
Oh my God.
Fuck. Okay, yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Oh my God. In a 2020 interview on the Roger Ebert website, Jim Cummings spoke about the inspiration for the film. The myth of the werewolf is really about anger. It's about a guy who doesn't have control over his anger once a month, so he goes out and kills people. It's closer to a serial killer story. I was reading the books of FBI criminal profiler John Douglas and watching the first season of Mindhunter. I read every book by Douglas. He was the one who inspired The Silence of the Lambs. That Arthur Thomas Harris hung out at the FBI Academy in Quantico, and Douglas played recordings of serial killers. It was one of the first serial killer movies that was inspired by John's work. I thought I could do a horror movie in the style of Zodiac, but as a comedy. And it's kind of structured that way, all of the montages and sequence editing. It feels David Fincher-esque, though it's also almost Danny McBride-style comedy.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Damn, for him to even get all of that and mish that into a movie is
I know.
kind of incredible.
What a feat. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Really, really well done. And I like what he mentions here. It's about a guy who doesn't have control over his anger once a month, which is interesting because like man periods, very real.
I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, very real. Like we for some odd reason just get so irritated out of nowhere. And
I
it's
mean,
so
hormones
stupid.
fluctuate for everybody, so yeah, I can see that.
They
totally
do,
see
but
that.
like
Yeah.
for our ladies out there, they definitely got the shit end of the stick when it comes to that.
It's true. It's true.
Like I feel so bad for my wife when she has to deal with that shit. I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like,
I know, it's like
sucks.
being like you're just wounded for days.
You really
every month.
are,
It's like,
and you're still expected to do things.
to, like,
That's like
be
the
in
worst
society. I know.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Like that's the worst part. Is like you're still expected to do things. But
Yeah.
holy shit, man. Thank you so much, Shelby, for joining me. This was
Of
so much
course.
fun having you on the show. It's always a blast having you on the show. If you are ever in line for another podcast, I would love for you to be our third co-host.
I love being here. I was thinking about it too,
Thank
and like
you.
the last time I was on, you weren't even on. I was filling
know.
in for you with Freddie.
That's right. Yeah,
And
yeah.
we had a blast. It was so much fun.
That was such a good
But yeah,
episode too.
I definitely want to come back with both of you.
Yes, we
that'd
have
be
to have
great.
you back. We would love to have you back for this next month. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time because I know I hit you up like about 2 weeks or so ago, but still,
no.
it was amazing. To have you back on the show.
No, I'm so glad. I was so glad I had the time. I've been like having all this weird stuff I've been having to go do. So like the fact I was like, oh my God, no, I can do that week. So excited. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It worked out. It was fantastic.
It
So
did.
thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But let us know what you think about the Wolf of Snow Hollow. You can let us know in the comments on YouTube or on Spotify or Discord or Patreon. I'm trying to think of all the places we're at. So thank you all so much for listening. But the next film that we're going to be covering is going to be a part of our month for Analog Horror Month, which I'm so excited to jump into. But with Analog Horror Month, this is going to be Don't Press Play month. I'm so excited because we're going to be covering VHS.
A classic.
I'm so gassed about that.
Classic.
Modern classic indeed. Modern classic indeed. But before we go, we have to give a very special shout out to our patrons over on patreon.com/nightlightpod. If you would like your name shouted out on the show, head on over to Patreon and sign up for the $10 tier or above. And you too can have your name shouted out on the show. So, thank you.
What's up, my spookalicious babes? Oh, that's a new one. Let me know what you think. Welcome to this week's shout outs. Thank you so much for supporting the boys in the pod. This week, very special shout out to Michael, Avery, aka Southern Night, aka NyQuil when she falls asleep on watch parties, Kevin, aka my wedding date, Gia, sorry, I'm sick, Gia, Allison, myself, Farah, my Twilight bestie, Sergio, I love your name, Jasmine, Cadrea, Firefly, Raquel, Dim, my pit buddy, Johnny, our favorite streamer, Kelly, Rain, our marketing manager, Carrie, Chantal, Joe, our other favorite streamer. Check us out on Patreon and join our Hellfire tier if you would also like a specialized shout out sick or not sick, it will be awesome. I promise. I love you so much. Thank you for your support, and we love you so much.
And this was Nightlight, a horror movie podcast. I was one of your hosts, Prince, also known as Head Knight. Alongside me, we had Shelby, who we have not given a night name to.
Oh yeah, I don't have a night name.
You don't have a night name.
I don't.
I feel like we got to create one. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, don't take offense to it, but this just sounds fucking sick as shit. It just popped into my head. Nightmare. Because you have Scare You to Sleep.
I do the sleep show. Yeah.
Yes. Nightmare.
Yes.
That is your night name.
I like it. I love it.
Perfect. Shelby Nightmare Novak. With your help, we can reach more ghoulish nights with your recommendation for the show. If your podcast app allows you to give us a rating, consider give us a 5-star rating, or you can give us a like on YouTube, as it honestly does help us out a ton. If for extra horror related content, head over to patreon.com/nightlightpod. That's night with a what? K. And remember, everybody, don't forget Nightlight.